the day after articles of impeachment against President Bill Clinton were approved. Let's discuss now. Joining me now is a member of the committee, and that is Congresswoman Madeleine Dean. You heard her. She was one of the last Congresspeople to speak there. Congresswoman, I appreciate you joining us. Thank you so much.
Good evening, Don.
Well, tonight, Democrats and Republicans made their case for and against impeachment. What should people take away? What should Americans take away from tonight?
I think you saw a stark contrast between what the Democrats put forward and what the Republicans failed to speak about. There's damning, overwhelming evidence of abuse of power by this president, seeking foreign interference in our elections. He started that in 2016, continued it just recently with the grave July 25th phone call, pressuring the Ukrainian president to open an investigation against his what he perceived was his top political rival. But when I think about it, it's a private citizen he asked a foreign country to open an investigation about. I think what the American people know is right from wrong. They know that the president abused his office for his own personal political gain, and the Republicans could not address any of the damning facts that have been established by patriots, by civil servants, by diplomats, by career officials. It was stunning, the omission on the other side of the aisle.
Are you confident that the House is proceeding with impeachment the right way? Do people have a chance to absorb the gravity of all of this?
I do think they do. I think they get the gravity because in some simple ways it's about just self-dealing and cheating. If I were sitting in office and had my finger on the purse of some desperately needed relief for someone in my community, federal funds for someone in my community, and I said, yes, I'll release those funds to you, but you'll have to do me a favor, though. You'll have to get dirt on my next political opponent. Do you think I would be in office? Of course not. No one is above the law. The American people get that this is cheating, and the seriousness of the fact that it's not just something of the past, it's a pattern of behavior, a criminal corruption by this president that is ongoing. The day after the Mueller hearings here, he picked up the phone, learned nothing from the Mueller investigation, picked up the phone and asked Ukraine to interfere in our elections, and then publicly said, China, if you're listening, you should interfere. This president is just simply, in plain sight, in plain view, abusing his oath of office for his own personal gain. The other thing that I think America understands is the strange connection to Russia. Our national security is at risk when the president holds up funds to a democracy desperately in need. Because who's to benefit? Our foe, Putin. Americans get that that is not the right way for a president to behave.
I have the articles right here, and they're very short, right? They're very thin. Tell me why it was the right move to keep these articles so narrow, because Republicans attack what they see as the vagueness of the abuse of power article. You had the ranking member Collins asking, where are the dates of abuse? People were asking, why didn't you put bribery in here?
Well, Don, I don't know if you know this about me, but I used to be a professor of writing. So as I read these articles, I thought they were concise and yet thorough. I thought they were wise in their directedness, wise in the approach. And the word bribery is in there because, as you know, the Constitution says he shall be held accountable for treason, bribery, and other high crimes and misdemeanors. I thought these were well-crafted, specific, very concrete in terms of the wrongdoing that is utterly established by the president himself and by so much corroborating and direct testimony. Also within them reveals the pattern of behavior. So what I liked is that while these two articles are quite concise, they also show room to put in the wrong behaviors of this president.
Are you troubled that Republicans are just outright avoiding the evidence before them? They continue to just argue about process, not really talking about the substance or the evidence?
It is troubling. It's baffling as I sit there. I think about it, and I think what Professor Gerhardt said. If these actions by a president of the United States are not impeachable, then nothing is impeachable. I cannot imagine, when asked directly, my Republican colleagues on this committee, Do you think it is proper for a president to ask a foreign country to interfere in our elections? I can't imagine that their answer would be yes. So while they're deflecting, while they're talking process, while they're talking about other investigations, why they are mouthing the false narrative that we know it was established, it was Putin's, that Ukraine was somehow involved in the interference of the 2016 election. I can't imagine an elected official wanting to put forward the narrative that benefits Putin and that is utterly untrue.
Congresswoman Dean, you had a long day today. You got a long day ahead of you. Get some sleep. We appreciate you joining us. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Let's bring in